What's up, guys? It's me, the ALE Double X Prince, here to give you a top 5 involving Chris Jericho, which is funny. Last time I did a top 5, I did put Chris Jericho as basically 5 matches I want to see Chris Jericho have, but now it's 5 guys I think could take the Intercontinental Championship off of Chris Jericho from New Japan Pro Wrestling, the IWGP IC belt, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, Chris Jericho has recently had an interview. I think the Off the Rope shows, I think it's called, but he basically talked about how he's not going to be in All In. He's not going to be in any G1 specials. He's not going to be in the G1 Climax. He's basically just going to have exclusive matches. So basically, he's going to be a part-timer, but when he's there, he's actually going to put all the effort that he can to hype up a match, which is something Brock fucking Lesnar should do instead of calling out UFC guys, which, I mean, honestly, the fact that they just don't drop the belt off of that motherfucker is just insane. And Vince McMahon should just be ashamed of himself. But anyways, this ain't a rant on the WWE. This is a good thing about the New Japan Pro Wrestling and involving one of WWE's top guys, Chris Jericho. Again, Jericho has just been on top. He just had 2 killer matches this year. Kenny Omega and Tetsuya Naito. He wasn't the greatest Royal Rumble, but that was just awful. Everything about that Saudi Arabia tour was just a piece of crap, and they should be ashamed again from that. But again, no rants. Let's just get on with the list. Here are the 5 guys I could see take the Intercontinental Championship off of Chris Jericho. Number 5, Hiroshi Tanahashi. Basically the face of New Japan Pro Wrestling at this point. People have called him the John Cena of New Japan Pro Wrestling. And the fact that he has been taking a similar route that John Cena took, in the sense that he was on top for as long as he did, and then he tried to be big by making the IC belt just as big as a belt as the main belt. But so that thing, like, honestly, Hiroshi Tanahashi's run as the Intercontinental Champion has been one of my favorite runs, just in general. I mean, it was just really good. He was the top guy, this unbeatable top guy. He took the belt off of Naito so he can move on to bigger things. And he basically not put guys over necessarily, but he, like, tried to show more faces around, like Zack Avery Jr., Kota Ibushi, Jay White, which, I mean, I could say his match with Jay White sucked, but 1, he was injured, and 2, Jay White has at least improved with CJ Parker. The point I'm trying to say is Hiroshi Tanahashi and Chris Jericho could be a big draw, considering how big of a draw Hiroshi Tanahashi is and how big of a draw Chris Jericho is. Imagine all the money. If anything, that's probably should happen, and honestly, I'm even shocked this isn't even higher on the list. But Hiroshi Tanahashi is definitely a guy who deserves to be on this list. Number 4, Minoru Suzuki, part of the Suzuki Gun. I was gonna say Zack Sabre Jr., but I feel like deep down they want to, like, have Minoru Suzuki just beat the crap out of Jericho, just showing, because Jericho's playing this psychopath of a character. And I think it, like, works to its advantage, but the only way to beat a psycho is by throwing in another psycho, Minoru Suzuki. Both could play a big draw, and they could just try to, it'll be an interesting match. I know a lot of people don't like Minoru Suzuki's style, but just this sense of this maniac guy, like, that is just a proper way to build a story. Sure, the match won't be a classic or something like that, but who cares? I mean, I just want to see what kind of TV they'll give us, or whatever they have, as far as, like, entertainment goes. Like, I want to see the type of interviews that go on. I was gonna put Zack Sabre Jr. on this list, but I think as I was doing this list, I saw the story that Zack Sabre Jr. could tell with Jericho, and honestly, if anything, Zack Sabre Jr. is number 6 on this list, if anything, if that helps you. But again, this is top 5. But Minoru Suzuki, with him being the leader, maybe that could lead to Zack Sabre Jr. kind of realizing that he doesn't want to be with the Suzuki Gun anymore. So that could just be great storytelling on itself. So I would like to see Jericho and Minoru Suzuki, which eventually will lead to Zack Sabre Jr. having, like, an epic push by the end. So that could be great. So yeah, I think Minoru Suzuki and Jericho could be a really good match. Number 3, Kota Ibushi. Again, I have talked about this match for so long. I really, really, really want to see this match. Chris Jericho versus Kota Ibushi is probably one of my biggest dream matches. I wanted this match to happen this summer. But unfortunately, we're probably not going to get it. But we should get it. And Kota Ibushi is definitely a guy who should take the belt off of him. Kota Ibushi is basically a guy who's been on top with his reunion with Kenny Omega as the Golden Lovers team. And he could wrestle on his own, if anything. Kota Ibushi, if he doesn't win the G1, this should be his next big step, taking on the guy who can possibly just be just as big as Omega. Like, think about this. Hell, I wouldn't even mind if Jericho beats Ibushi just because it shows the story of Kota Ibushi is the weakest member of the Golden Lovers, so that gets jealousy and throws back. So that's the good thing about Chris Jericho. He could put people over whether they win or lose, and if he wins or loses, either way we all walk out as the winner. So that is what makes Jericho so great. But you could go either route with these two. But more likely, Ibushi should take the belt off of him so we could say he got a belt. And imagine all the other things that Ibushi could do with that belt, because I don't know. Ibushi is just one of my all-time favorites right now. I would even put him in like if I put like greatest wrestlers of all time, I think Ibushi would even make the cut, and Omega and a bunch of other New Japan guys. So like that's just showing how great New Japan is becoming as a staple to not fuck with. So yeah, that's definitely one that I would watch. Ibushi and Jericho. And I wouldn't be shocked if he takes the belt off him. Number 2 is Evil. Now, you guys are probably wondering, Evil? Why him? Like, why would he be on this list and not Zack Avery Jr.? Why not a guy who's a talented wrestler? Like, yeah, these guys are gonna, like, just basically have redemption against each other and whatever. But that's the whole point. Redemption. Think about it. Evil and Jericho. It doesn't sound like the biggest draw match, but from what we saw out of Naito and Jericho following their match, this looked like it was going to be the next thing. So it's just insane that we're probably not going to get this anytime soon. But Evil versus Jericho, it actually sounds like a cool match, not to be like a biased or anything, or just being a dick sucker like everybody else likes to say. Like, a lot of people just like to be wise asses sometimes. But anyways, Jericho and Evil might not have the best match you can imagine, but I'm pretty sure they could tell the best story. And that should be honestly the next step with New Japan Pro Wrestling. Just focus on story, because we talk about how great these matches are, but when you tell the right story and have a really good story, then you are just even bigger. So I think Jericho and Evil could be that next big story. And plus, this elevates Evil to be one of the top guys, and this could be an elevation for Los Ignorables de Japón. But number 1 is gotta be Cody. Cody's just been on a roll this year. He's just been on top. He just had an awesome match, Iron Man match with Kenny Omega. Their Supercard of Honor match, while I enjoyed it the first time viewing it, it slowly just became kind of lame. But anyways, Cody is finding a way to become his own guy and get over. He just made the All In tour. Can you imagine him as an Intercontinental champion? The type of TV that could draw from that. I know that Cody's probably not the best wrestler of all time, but he is one of the guys that makes people excited to watch him. So I think Cody can tell the best story out of it. So I'm definitely excited for that one. And the reason why he's number 1 is because of what I said. He can be the next big thing. He can bring faces to New Japan Pro Wrestling. Hell, he's best friend, or not best friends, but he's pretty good friends with Stephen Amell, who would maybe not be the best celebrity, but he is a pretty solid big deal, since he is he is Arrow. So I mean, I don't know, you can just do a lot with this Cody. And plus, imagine the promos he would have with other guys like Tanahashi, Ibushi, other guys. So you know, a lot of people complain about Cody not being the best wrestler. I don't care about that. All I care about is what kind of story they could tell and what kind of person these two can have. And maybe like they'll even bring up WWE things. So that's just an even bigger thing. So those are the 5 guys I see that could possibly beat Jericho. So that's my opinion. What are your guys' thoughts? What are some guys I missed? What are some guys you would like to see? You know, again, I missed Zack Avery Jr. I could have put Sonata, but low key, I kind of don't want to see it. I don't know what other guys I could have put, but what are some guys you would put on the list? So just let me know. It's me, the ALE Double X Prince. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And until then, I'm out.